Hello, my good students. Welcome back to our Sakura Rising IJN Pacific mod Let's Play on War on the Sea. With a very spicy start in the previous video where we did have to counter a 3 submarine hunting pack with this particular task force here. Very luckily getting away with only minor damage after the submarine surfaced and shots 1 or 2 of our DDs. Absolutely take that after sinking 2 of their submarines for no losses on our side. Absolutely amazing there, if I may say so, as well as the sinkage already of a Lexington carrier, which is really massive gain for us there. So moving on with this video, we're going to be looking at taking Guam and seeing really what else the US throw us, to be honest. Let's get to the strategic map as ever and see what we can do. So, first things first, we can see some sort of possibly a convoy of destroyers over here. We're going to use this particular Toru to just scout that out in just a second. We can see a submarine over here. Can't do much about that just yet. We're going to bring, of course, our supply interceptors straight down over here if we think we can take that on over there. We do see some sort of submarine over here. The problem being, we don't really have anything massive to deal with that. Can Betty's carry depth charges is actually the question there. They can kamikaze. Always an option, always an option. We're going to go for the geckos though to try and give that a strafe. Not entirely certain that will work though. We are of course very close to invading Guam, only 50 kilometers away with our invasion task force there. So we're just going to move the Shokaku and Taiyo a tad closer there so that our zeros don't have to recycle so over such a greater period of time. We're very close to taking Saigon as well for ourselves, just for a brief income boost for ourselves there. So let's try and scout this out, shall we? Okay, so what it is yet another submarine hunting group. Just can't leave us alone, can they? They've not learnt their lesson, so we might as well, while they're surface, try and strafe one down with this Toru over here. I doubt we're going to do anything major. We might not even hit it, but you never know your luck. You never know your luck. Let's slow down. Yep, that one's gone down. Let's go. Can we turn around to this one so we get more shots on target with the lengthways attack? We turn over here. Doesn't look like it's trying to dive down. Let's tell this Toru to attack. Yeah, the frontal fins there aren't pointing down, so it's not bothering. We'll see what we get. Let's see what we get. Can't just let it sit idly by, can we? Did we get anything on there? We got some moderate damage. Oh, might as well come around again. This is going to be the slowest. The slowest attack here, but you know what, if they're refusing to submerge, then they're genuinely just asking for it, really just asking for it. How's that one looking? Is it? No, it's still not bothering. It's only taking a bit of a tickle though. We want to really get some fires or flooding on there, don't we? Let's go down to attack once again. Gonna get many hits there. It's not the most ideal position to attack from there. Take another report. Critical to moderate. If we even get one from this group, I will be very happy. We do not deserve. Yeah, he's going down. That's absolutely fine. He is submerging now. Try and get on the back of this one then. Are they decided to submerge? Doesn't look like it just yet. Let's turn out just a tad here. Yeah, loss of bearing on the submerged sub. Surprise, surprise. We'll turn out a tad, let our speed go down a tad, and we'll turn in now. Get a more lengthways attack on there. How's that looking? That's not really bothering just yet still, so we could get some decent hits here. Does come down to Elizabeth's chance. Doesn't get a lot on there. Moderate damage though. If we had a group of 3 Torus, we would have done a lot more work. But that's absolutely fine. We are sending these out to do some short-range scouting as early warning for our submarines and for our supply interceptors, but that does not look like actually it's going down yet. No, that's absolutely fine. Slow down a tad more then. This is what we call fun and engaging gameplay, guys. Oh, but it needs to be done. It needs to be done. It would be stupid to leave this alone. Doesn't look like we got any hits in there. It's heavy damage. That's okay. How are we looking? Should we turn around once again? We're going to run out of ammunition soon. May have turned a little too much there. It may well submerge. Oh, that's the other one coming back up. We might actually want to hit that rather than this one. Going very fast. A couple hits on there. What's that looking like? Number 3, heavy to moderate. We'll try and go for this one since it has decided it's not going to survive submerged. But this might be our last burst now because our ammunition is very, very low, as denoted by the green bar under our machine gun icon there. Just turn in a bit, and that should be okay. Firing off, did not know that their one gun was a dual purpose gun. That makes sense, that's absolutely fine. And that will be our ammunition expended there, unfortunately. With only a little bit of tickle on that sub with, yeah, that's okay. Heavy damage but no flooding. I think they're going to get away. We can't do anything else to that. So let's just go back to base, I think, and replenish our ammo. I'll see you in the future then. We're not going to rush that down then with our supply group. We're just going to stay up over here, I think, for now, and see what we spot later on. Okay, so we should now be in range to drop off all of our troops and supplies onto Guam. We're not going to have a very heavy balance of power in our favour to begin with, but that's absolutely fine. The idea is to get some troops on the ground and then pick up some reinforcements from Peleliu in the near future. Let's see how that's done though. Actually not too bad. Really not too bad there. Very nice amount of supplies. We can go probably a little more troop heavy on the next run. That's fine. They should be able to hold out on their own while we go for some reinforcements there. So let's do that. It's going to take 60 hours though just to do a one-way trip there. Let's bring our fighting force out just a tad so we don't get spotted by the enemy's radar and so that we can stay in range to protect our supply force on their retreat there. So let's carry on there and see what else we can spot. Okay guys, so we did actually spot some sort of cargo ships coming towards Formosa and our supply interception group. On the strategic map, it looked like they were directly on top of us, but I've never seen something quite so close as this. Let's just turn around. Look at that. Look at that. Absolutely disgusting. We do still need to wait to identify it on the map before we can fire at it properly. There we go. We're going to get the Sendai over here to just full broadside. We're going to manually fire that narrow straight on over, straight over there, thank you. We're just going to take the time very quickly to identify that to help out our solutions. It does just like a C3 there. There we go. Are they thinking about going straight into ram us? That's the problem. Could even launch a cheeky torpedo onto that, but I don't think that's particularly needed. Let's turn around again to get our front guns firing on that. I mean, at least this task force is doing its job, its intended job here. But come on, let's try and get that a bit better. And the enemy's making it fairly easy for us. Don't think smoke's going to help you out there, mate. I really don't think it is. Very lucky they're not firing at us themselves. Maybe they can't get the... I don't know, they should be able to get the gun depression on us. So, yeah, we're taking a couple hits there. No worries, though. It's all good. It's all good. Look at that, even with a correct solution, because the smoke's that we need to watch out for the rest of our group here. Let's turn slow down our speed. And we'll evade hazards and actually send rudder a little bit over here. Could of course get the Kisukami to help out on that actually. Yeah, if you reverse please. Making quite the meal of this. Really not helping there. Look at that. Oh, I wish every interception would be like this. There's the magazine explosion we're looking for, and there's the sinkage. So a glimpse into the weird and wonderful there, I think. We're not going to be able to stop yet. We can stop. That's absolutely brilliant. Don't want to expend any more ammunition than what's necessary there. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, weird and wonderful. But that's a cargo ship down. And 2 command points. And yeah, that's exactly why we get this group. So we can do bullshit like that. We have taken Saigon. Which does have a level 2 airfield and level 1 port, but because we haven't launched any or given them any supplies, engineering or fuel, we can't replenish the aircraft there, so we can't actually use those functionally. Once again, they are just for the quick income boost, so we do have a comfortable 67 command point income just in time to get resupplied in 2 days time. So we'll carry on, see what we can spot. Okay, so we've just been resupplied and we've decided to make an engineering and fuel heavy task force here, escorted by a couple of Wakatakes. The question we have to ask ourselves is, do we want to send these over to Guam so that we have some engineering and fuel to actually launch some aircraft off of the level 3 airfield here? Or do we send them to Kaohsiung over here, where we can increase the availability of aircraft there as well, make some use of that if that does come under threat later on, because we do have the fighting force of Shokaku and Taiyu over here, as well as a surface fleet as well. So the more I think about it, the more I want to send something to Kaohsiung. Could even send something to Peleliu to help out over there, in the hopes that we upgrade that in the future. And in fact, what we could do is upgrade that to a level 2 port straight away, I believe. Let's just double check exactly what we have. We need 200 engineering and fuel. We're carrying 300 fuel at the moment, 150 between 2 here. And yeah, we're absolutely carrying that. I think that's a good idea. We're going to upgrade Peleliu then. That sounds like a good idea to me. Get more radar coverage, get more income. We'll have a level 2 airfield there, which can get a greater amount of Betties, Judies and Zeros there. So that's what we're going to do with that. And once again, continue scouting. We're going to keep 21 command points in the bank there. I don't think there's anything of particular use we can spend those on just yet, apart from perhaps replacing a couple destroyers in this group, which have taken some minor damage maybe. But I don't think that's particularly pressing just yet. So let's carry on and see what we can do. And over the next day, we have spotted what appears to be a battleship task force just south of Truk with some Zeros over here. Can't do anything other than scout that out, but I do need to know exactly what's there, of course. So let's have a look. Quite a few ships spotted apparently. What do we have? We have a North Carolina out to play. Excellent. And a New Orleans, okay, and a Brooklyn, as well as the usual assortment of destroyers there. Interesting. That means it's, I'd say, fairly open to air attack. That will be some monstrous AA coming off of that. What we can do is try and move our submarines in there accordingly. Do we have any spare? We do have a Jake available on this task force here, which is why I brought in that particular submarine. Try and re-establish contact with that then with the Jake. But like I said, the map is just so big. That might not be the case. It might move so out of position that it might lose them. But we'll see. We'll try and move in and try and get them. Well, parking outside of Truk seems to be the place to be with our, with our submarines. It is right at the end of the day, so this might not be a carrier. But it might well be that North Carolina we've sighted. Our distance is still quite a way away from this. So we're going to try and move in closer. We might just miss this if it's going the wrong way for us. That looks about fine. Might want to get a tad closer there. Don't want to miss this though. 16 kilometers is acceptable. Let's try and get in a tad closer. Can't zoom in a bit more, so I can't get much more control over this. Let's go directly towards them. We're going to take that before we lose it, I think. But it is very, very dark. So, oh, we're right next to them. What do we have? It is the North Carolina group. Excellent. What distance are we from them? 9 kilometers away. You know what? Get a risk. The visibility is 33%. It's very tempting to risk surfacing to get some radar contact off on that. Might want to try that, but they're going to be moving away fairly quickly, so we're going to have to act as quickly as possible. Where's Battleship North Carolina there? We'll only try to hit this, I think. No need to bother with the rest of the formation here. I think what we'll do first is brake, turn round, and yeah, I think we will go above periscope depth actually, so we can get the radar contact off here. So let's do that very quickly. And are we seeing any signs of them spotting us just yet? Not just yet. Brilliant. Let's get our radar off them. It is helping a tad. We don't need to turn so much because we're going to turn behind them otherwise. Yeah, no sign that they've spotted us just yet either. Still. Brilliant. Let's try and get some torpedoes ready in case it does come down to the last second. Try and fire 6 at a 1-degree spread there. Do only have 12 available in total though with these submarines, which is the limitation there. So actually I'm going to try and fire off 5 instead. Yeah, no sign that they've spotted us just yet, but that solution is absolutely terrible. Let's fast forward a tad. Okay guys, I'm not entirely convinced we're going to get this group. They're just too far away from us. Our torpedoes will have to catch up to them, and our solution just is not good enough at all here. Just about spot them through the binoculars there. It's not going to help a huge amount though, is it? Not particularly. No, it's just not helping. See about that. But yeah, our torpedoes are going to have to chase them down, and at this solution I don't really want to risk it. If I knew how to predict this with a manual attack, I would absolutely go for it, which would be tempting. Our torpedoes travel at 35 knots. Doesn't really help if I don't know what I'm doing with it. Think yeah, we're gonna have to leave that unfortunately and just retreat out of that and try and get them when they come around a bit closer in the daytime. So we'll see you in the future. But fret not guys, we've spotted a couple supply ships just outside Truk. So we've launched some Emily's armed with torpedoes. Gonna try going for this one over here. I believe it's a Macaulay class. That will be, to my knowledge, this is a new type that the modders have brought in. Very, very nice looking ship over here. Very massive as well actually. Probably got a better chance of hitting that. But gonna go for the one we know it is gonna be troop heavy. Gonna go straight down to that. With our Bessies over here. Try and sink that. Should be fairly straightforward, but it does have a couple flat guns on it, so not as easy as we might think. We're going to have to slow down our speed about now actually. Slow down to 165, and you know what? Might want to change our formation. I think it's a bit wide. I think we'll be okay here. Let's just tell them to attack from here, I think. Just give them better lead option there. Turn in a bit. And that should be okay. But they will, of course, do as they want for lead. Could be a tough target to hit, really. It is, of course, long and slow. But we'll see. It's not looking too bad just yet. We do only need 2 torpedoes to hit for a sinkage. ideally. The Japanese don't like their dud torpedoes. So that's 1, 2, excellent. Lost to Bessie right at the end there. But 3 torpedo hits. That should well go down. Unfortunately, Bessies can't strafe anything to finish it off, but that should be okay. Critical to critical. I think we'll be very happy with that. You can see the fires coming out here. So the next target will be this. I can't identify any guns on it. So it's fairly close to our submarine, so we could bring those out for a source of surface engagement to take on that. The ship is sinking, 2 command points gained. Let's return to base. It's just here. Let's mark it like so. We could bring our subs in to have a look at that. Let's just posthumously identify that. Yeah, it was Macaulay, as we so thought. And we should be invading Guam very soon, as a note. Let's carry on. Okay, so we've actually spotted what we thought was that same task force once again, but it is actually a couple other supply ships over here. We have a Harris, I believe, and a Patapsco light oiler. Gonna go and try and torpedo the Harris over here. It does have some guns on it, so it will be a tad risky to engage that, unfortunately. Let's identify it then as such. Go to MS Harris. No, it's not a Harris. What else have we got then? We have, where are we? Should be a Harris there. That's what it was previously. Let's identify that. Yeah, the solution's going up. I think the image is just a tab wrong there. It's not a problem. I think the image is actually one for a C2 there. So the distance is 7.6 kilometers away. We're going to try and get 3 torpedoes, 1 degree spread, and we'll fire off when we're ready, I think. We're going to stop turning so much. And I think wait for the solution to go up. I think really that will do though. I think that will absolutely do. So let's fire off and hiss and hope really, I think. Let's press fire. There we go. I would very happily take a surface engagement here and shoot it with our own guns if it were just perhaps an oiler or an unarmed cargo ship here. But these 2 guns on the front and these 2 at the back, it's already over double. Well, actually, it is double what we have available between the 2 submarines here. So just no point, I don't think. No point in taking the risk there. Just fast forward to see if this hits. Okay, well, only the 1 torpedo hit there, so that's not likely going to go down at moderate to heavy flooding. Might well develop, but we can't chase that down because of the guns, unfortunately, and because they are turning away, our torpedoes aren't likely going to hit. So I'm just going to fast forward a tad, see if that does develop. Very much liking the fires roaring on the front there, right where the magazine should be sitting, or at least a cargo explosion, to use the correct terms there. But it's not looking like it's going to happen just yet. Yeah, it's actually burning down and getting under control of that, unfortunately. So that's a slightly missed opportunity there. Maybe we should have used both of our submarines there, but I felt fairly confident. The 1 degree spread, even though it's generally quite thin, because of the distance to the target, was able to spread out a tad more, and that is absolutely fine. Did result in a miss there. Let's take away the map nut and try and invade Guam, shall we? But not one to let a golden opportunity like this go to waste. We have launched some Bessies and Judies from truck to try and deal with this. The Bessies are armed with torpedoes, Judies are armed with 800 kilogram HE bombs. They're going to try and go for the Patapsco at the rear there. I'll try and turn around like that. We'll go full speed down there, and we'll lower the Bessie speed, try and bring them down to torpedoing altitude, get them towards the Harris over here, and just take it from there really. Already at a torpedoing speed, but let's just take these Judies and tell them to break an attack from here, and I think the Bessies can come in like so. Just get them a tag close before we decide to drop. Going to focus on these. The Judies should be absolutely fine now they've been told to attack. Going to tell the Bettys to attack from here then. How are these hits coming? They got one hit. They got one hit. Can probably strafe that down in a second once we've got rid of the AA from the Harris over here, which has claimed a Bessie. After we dropped though, but it is turning once again. So not guaranteed, but it is looking quite good, that line. At least for one torpedo. Don't think the one's going to do it though. It is rather unfortunate that. Let's take another report. Heavy to heavy. Want to finish that off really with the Judies if possible. They can strafe, so let's bring them to a Vic format. Come round to the rear over here. And try and get that before the floods and fires diminish. Try and turn around, guys. There's the third. It's just behind us there. No bothers. Let's slow down then. Not going to be the most potent of strafing runs because of the low caliber of the guns on the Judies, but guns nonetheless that the Bettys didn't bring. Try and spread out some damage there. Excellent. Might come from a frontal attack here to help out with the fires that are already there. Take another report. I don't expect that's changed too much. Critical damage to heavy flooding. Might give that one more go if we turn round. And then we'll go for the Patapsco, hopefully before the fires are distinguished on there, or extinguished rather on there. Does look like they're getting on top of that though, doesn't it? I'll try and go in here. So it's been fun and exciting, massive battles today, guys. Only the best for you. Oh, just about missed that flak shot, didn't they? But unfortunately, this is all we've really managed to get, isn't it? Take another report. Critical to heavy there. Let's try and encourage that Patapsco to go down. Let's target it here. It's going to be very disappointing if we don't manage to get either of these down, isn't it? Quite shameful display. But that's okay. That's okay. I'll be discouraged to actually land with them. There's a magazine explosion we're looking for. There's two. So that is going to go down. Brilliant stuff. Let's form up once again and just try and go for that Harris then. We'll go from the angle we're attacking now. Let's slow down. Now they've slowed down, we can try and attack that once again. Don't really want to go for the middle of the ship there. Would prefer to go. Yeah, we're losing the Judies there. We're going to have to call it a day there then. That's really unfortunate. Hopefully they decide to scuttle that, really. Can't see anything developing there. There's a little explosion. There's a little explosion. But I think we are going to retreat there and hopefully they scuttle that. No, they did not. Not a problem. Let's go back, replenish, and we'll see what we can do later on. Okay, so we're now in range to reinforce Guam, and I think just in time there, we have gone a little more troop heavy with this particular reinforcement because we're less than 1,000 troops on Guam as it stands. Let's reinforce them then. And how are we standing? Much better, much better. 3,500 troops with 6,500 supplies, and that really is looking like we'll be able to take that. I don't want to take advantage of the bombard mechanics destroying troops, because I do want to take the level 3 airfield there. Even without the engineering there, that will of course bring us more income when we do finally take it. Incidentally, our engineering task force is not too far from Peleliu, so we're going to send these. I think it's best to send them back to the Palau Islands, although having said that, there is a maximum capacity that bases can hold in terms of troops and supplies now. So I think I am actually going to send them all the way back to Kure over here. It's going to take a long old time though, just so that we're getting some resource traffic going through our sea lanes there. Try and get in one more decent engagement for you today, and we'll call it there, I think. Well guys, just south of Peleliu, a patrolling Zero has spotted what was identified as a carrier on the strategic map. And a carrier it is indeed. We have a Bogue escorted by an Pennsylvania and Arizona by other names, escorting it. So that's rather interesting. It is mostly an invasion task force, as you can see by the masses of cargo ships here. In fact, that's basically it. That's very interesting task force composition there. Very, very interesting indeed. Makes me wonder what I want to do with it, to be honest. Do we focus the battleship first? Or do we focus the carrier first? I think, you know, saying that out loud, that sounds stupid. I think we really should go for the carrier first, absolutely. I mean, especially, look at how many of these they have. They have 41 Bogues, 6 Independences, and 50 Casablancas if it's not a Bogue. They'll carry Hellcats, which is rather nasty. So we could likely have a carrier battle on our hands here. A minor carrier battle. We should absolutely win that. Let's mark that. But the problem here is going to be spotting that. We could assume they're going for Peleliu. We are going to move our carrier down a little closer to that. We'll try and keep this Zero spotting, but it doesn't have a lot of fuel left. Do we have... what's the distance over here? Going to lose a lot of fuel if we send out a Jake over there. That's a problem. We could try and send a Jake from Task Force 4 here. Like so, which is a tad mispositioned to engage this, unfortunately. Try and come around like that. So yeah, we'll see if we can spot that and carry on. Okay, so it's the turn of the next day, and we did catch very brief glimpses of that carrier task force, but nothing really to strike us, unfortunately, just not in range of anything. And as soon as we get radar contact or true sight on the next day, we've spotted a battleship task force, and exactly that's aircraft carrier task force once again. Going to try manoeuvring with our submarines to get that. So we're going to scout out what we have here in case it's not that North Carolina task force once again. Where are we? Can we see it? It's just here. It's not the North Carolina task force. It is... oh, it's a King George V! Yes! Oh, absolute beauty of a ship there. Look at that design. Oh, such a wide open battleship with very nice looking guns on there. So we've got an Omaha, we have a Pensacola escorting it. So what was the front cruiser? Yeah, it was the Omaha there. And then an assortment of destroyers. Really liking the compositions of these task forces actually. Quite balanced is something I would say. Enough threats in the central ship with a lot of them, a lot of times being a battleship, but does make it difficult. So what we could do is try and hit that with our carrier. Yeah, that's very much in range. Let's pinpoint that. I'll do that. How do we want to hit it? That's the question. Could launch some Kates from here, but we'll launch them with armor-piercing bombs so that we can level bomb that rather than go in and die with torpedoes. The distance is a tad out of position there. Let's go back to here, see what the vowels will make that. So we're going to go with vowels because generally they don't die so easily. And we're going to try and keep the Zero spotting there. It is very well fueled. No idea which direction that will be taken. So just going circular for the moment, and we'll come back in just a second. Okay guys, we're right on top of the enemy carrier. If we leave this any longer, favouring the air engagement onto the King George, we will lose the opportunity to hit this carrier, so we absolutely have to go for that right now. Let's go down to 30 metres in case they've launched any Hellcats for some strange reason. Turn to port, because that is in fact the side they're on, according to us. Let's break off of here. Once again, no, don't surface, that would be a bad idea. Turn to port, and absolutely we're going to try hitting both of these major threats. Going to try going for the Pennsylvania. Firstly, where are we? SBB, and should be Pennsylvania here. Lovely stuff. Just double check that couldn't be anything else, and it certainly can't. And we're going for the Bogue. Let's see, CVL, Bogue, lovely stuff. Go to turn around for that. No target here, strange, interesting. So that's going to go for the Bogue. Let's target Pennsylvania then. This one might, yeah, okay, that's why that's happening. No worries. Tell you what, we'll change that up then. Because I use the same ship to identify both enemy ships there. Not a problem, easily fixed. Yeah, and there are the Hellcats out of nowhere. And because we've dived down to a decent distance, or decent depth, we are actually fairly good on not being spotted. So, going to reduce our turn here with this particular ship. Going to increase or keep our steep turn here, or tight turn, with this particular ship, and then we'll skip over to when we're in range where our solutions are just that much better. Okay, so we're comfortably in range of both of these ships now with some fair solutions. The Pennsylvania struggling to get to a 60 solution, but the solution on the Bogue is absolutely a very nice 70 solution. So we're actually going to slow down a tad here, scope up with both submarines. So help us out a tad there, we do need to go to periscope depth, so that's actually quite stupid there. You can't use your periscope if you're not at periscope depth. That's very, very basic. Let's fast forward to that. So there we go. How's that helping us on the Pennsylvania? A little bit. Can't use radar with that. That's absolutely fine. Might turn into that a tad. Might do the same with the Bogue. Just do that. That's looking better. Stop turning. And I think, yeah, that's still looking pretty decent for the Pennsylvania there. But the Bogue is exactly what I want to go for. So that's what we're going to fire off first. Going to go 5 torpedoes, 1 degree spread. Because of the distance, that's going to turn out to be quite a wide spread, as we learned with the cargo ship we tried torpedoing previously. So let's go for that first. Let those travel a tad. And we can see we've got quite a nice gap between the two escorting ships outside. It was very tempting to actually go for the cargo ships here, but you've just got to go for the high value ships when you can. You really need to do that. Going to go silent down to 50 meters. There's no thermal layer to hide under, unfortunately. Slow down then and turn out to their flank. And while we can, same again, 5 torpedoes, 1 degree spread at the Pennsylvania. They're absolutely away. Not sure if we've missed time. That's a tad. We've waited perhaps a little too long for our first torpedo to go off. In terms of, we should have got our scope down here, shouldn't we? That's okay. Going down, excellent. That's okay. We'll see. Bogue once again, absolutely the priority. We'll turn away the other direction here. Just have to cross our fingers and toes and hope we hit both. But, you know, this one will do fine. Okay, so the bogue not sinking by any means exactly. Oh, no, instantly proved wrong. Instantly proved wrong. Why can't we just be patient? I was actually repositioning the I-10 to get a second torpedo in there to finish that off. If we have the distance, we might just catch the Pennsylvania over here with a stray torpedo. We did, of course, hit the merchant ship over here with most of the torpedoes meant for the Pennsylvania, but it's going straight back into the direction there. I think we're just about going to miss with that. Yeah, I can just see over there. That's unfortunate. It's okay, no worries. Can't catch this particular ship with those torpedoes, unfortunately. They're just far too forwards from that. But either way, main target's dead, and we did get rid of a second ship in collateral. So very happy with that. Both submarines have 7 torpedoes ready in the tubes still. That's a maximum they can fire, and it's absolutely fine. So one more strike for these two, and then they're going to have to go back and resupply. So that's 5 lovely command points, 21,000 tons sunk. If we just, it's not going to make a lot of difference to me, but I'd like to know exactly what I've got. An ore carrier, lovely stuff. That was absolutely a bogue. So we're right on top of the battleship here with some Vals. Going to come in with some Kates. Just double check what we have endurance wise. We can certainly wait for those Kates to come in. Yeah, that's okay. So unfortunately we'll be doing that next time because it's going to be a monstrously long video once again if we do carry on from here. So we're going to have a very spicy start to the next video, hopefully. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope to hear your feedback in the section below. I've been the Edified Gamer, and I hope all of your nights and days are auspicious. Goodbye.